Welcome to We've Got Words, the podcast no one asked for. I'm your host, Brent, alongside my equal and lovely other host, Cam Ponte. Cam, how we doing, bud?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking, and thank you for that lovely intro. I'm sure all of the people really appreciated it, and no one knows how many takes that took for you.
It only took like one take. It's been a while, okay?
It hasn't.
It's been like a whole week. And you're lucky you got that wonderful intro because you were pissing me the fuck off today. I'll admit it.
What the fuck did I do to you?
You know, I will appreciate when we were trying to do the business for the podcast, you were doing really good.
Yeah, you said no bits, so I did no bits.
But this whole time you've been really annoying. I gotta say it. You're singing into the mic, just pissing me off all day. You were late today.
Well, excuse me for having a fun time. I like to enjoy my life. I don't like to be a stuck-up, prissy little bitch like you.
I just don't get it because you were so mad earlier.
I was not.
You were so mad at me earlier.
I showed up today when we were going to go to the card tournament, and I originally was like, nah, I don't know if I'm going to go. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it for my buddy. I know he wants me there. I know he wants the support, doesn't want to be there alone. You know what? I am going to show up. I showed up. You were fucking livid, bro.
Okay, well, first off, you showed up late, okay? I wanted to get a nice coffee, relax, get there early, and then you show up 10 minutes late and then still have the audacity to say, so we're getting coffee, right? No, Cam, the event starts at 12:30. It is now 12:30 and we're still down the street.
Okay, but I should be all of the energy that you need.
And then you know what? That's not even what made me mad because I was actually fine. I was like, whatever, a little pissed off. I'll get my coffee later.
You were definitely mad.
I wasn't mad. What made me mad, Cam, is when you kept saying, why are you so mad? And I would explain to you, I'm not. I'm good. You'd go, yes, you are. I would say, no, Cam. Are you all right? I don't die on this fucking... Wow, the whiskey really hit you, huh?
No, it's because you were actually mad that entire fucking time.
I wasn't mad at that point. I was mad when you asked me 3 times. I said, no, no, no. At the 4th time, I got pissed at you because you were like, yo, you're so mad. This is going to be an awful episode when we record later, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, you know what? Yes, I am fucking mad. And you go, see, I told you.
Because I always know. I'm very intuitive when it comes to you. I can look at you without saying a single word, and I can go, no, he's pissed.
No, I think this is what happened. You go, he's mad. But in the back of your head, you were going, no, he's not mad, but he will be, because you knew you would piss me off so much that I would be mad.
Have you tried being a more tolerant individual?
I just can't believe we have a business together. That's wild, technically.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, we each have our equal parts in this, and I like to think that I'm excellent at doing my part.
Hold on, equal parts? That's wild that you just said that.
Separate but equal parts.
That's wild that you just said that.
I'm the official social media manager of We've Got Words.
Yeah, as of 10 minutes ago, and you didn't even do the Instagram yet.
Because Instagram wasn't letting me. You saw it on my phone. It was saying the page could not be found, and that was not my fault. But I even did extra. I did extra because I already sent out a tweet when I was taking a shit.
That is true. I mean, I will say, you definitely redeemed yourself. You definitely got all the socials. And now we'll see how that goes. But right now, you're doing a great job. So, you know, for all our listeners, follow us on Twitter and TikTok and TikTok. Instagram. It will be Instagram.
Eventually. And
You'll
don't forget
the
email, nooneaskpod@gmail.com. Fucking nailed it if I don't say so myself.
But I will say it was funny because, yes, you did do work, and I will appreciate that. But you still did the easier work because my task was setting up Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to fucking stop you right there.
Okay.
Because we sat down and you said, here's what you're going to do. You're going to set up this, and that, and I'm going to do this, and that. And I said, sure, whatever makes you happy, bud. It's not my fault that you told me to do all of the easy stuff and then decided to leave all the hard stuff for yourself. If you asked me to set everything else up, I would have done it.
No, time out. If I asked you to set everything else up, it would not get done.
That's not true.
I know your limitations.
You don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. I am an incredibly capable individual. Name one thing I can't do.
You could have not set up the Apple Podcast.
I could have 100% done that.
And now, I'm not going to lie, it wasn't intuitive, so it wouldn't have been your fault. But, bro, we got a nice logo. Guess what? Not compatible. What do I have to do? Download like 12 software. Pretty sure I got a virus on my computer. Convert the picture. It was a fucking mess.
Well, the virus was from the porn.
And I'm pretty sure during that whole thing, and I will say this on air because they're not listening, I'm pretty sure I committed tax fraud by putting that up. There was a whole thing. They wanted my tax information. And even though we're a business, in quotes, we're not a business. We're just 2 dudes with mics.
Wait, you're not paying me?
No,
I
no.
gotta go.
But it was a mess. I will say, Spotify, way easier.
Yeah, like I told you. You said, no, it's going to be just as difficult. I was like, no, Spotify is reasonable. It's not the fucking shitty Apple of it all.
But we also can't monetize that yet, which is a little upsetting.
If you're in this for the money, you're going to be disappointed.
I think
my
we
friend.
have to be. We have to be, Cam.
No, I'm in it for the fun, and the money will be a fun side part to all that. But we should never be doing this for the money.
Oh, you didn't quit your job?
No.
Well, we need this to work. That's all I'm saying.
Jesus.
But-
Why? What have you been doing at work?
No, nothing really, honestly, if I'm being honest with you. I will say my work did piss me off because they took away all our plastic cups at work because
Sounds like they're trying to save the environment. That
No.
sounds reasonable.
they're cheap. They're just, But, we got a phone call? Go ahead. No, I'm joking. But they gave us these stainless steel metal cups, right? Which are great. They're cool. Nice company logo on it. But the thing is, I hate doing dishes, right? So every time I get a coffee, I have to clean the cup. And we just got this new fancy coffee machine, and it does iced coffee and cold brew and all this crazy stuff. I don't want cold brew coffee in a hot coffee mug. That's weird to me.
That's not that weird.
So what I did was I decided to just, with my own money, purchase 250 cold brew coffee cups, plastic cups, and just kind of put them all around the company. And I said, everyone, hey, help yourself. And they go, yo, you're a hero. I go, I know. So I'm hoping that they wonder where all these plastic cups are coming from because they can't stop me. That's my money. So I thought that was funny. That's what I've been doing.
You're a menace.
Yeah.
That's what you are. You're a fucking menace.
I think it's pretty funny.
All this company's trying to do is make an effort to make the world a little bit of a safer place for the environment, and you're just fucking it up. Think of the turtles, Brent.
Well, I don't fucking care about the turtles.
You should care about the
They
turtles.
shouldn't be eating my plastic straws and shit.
Stop putting it in the ocean.
I don't put it there.
Yes, you do. I've seen you throw straws in the ocean before.
I put it there because someone trying to make them paper, and then it makes me want to dump plastic straws in the ocean.
So that you get more paper straws.
No,
because that's what's going to happen. The more straws you put in the ocean, the less plastic straws you're going to be allowed to have.
If they think I'll quit before they do, they're wrong. Because I will put way more plastic straws in the ocean, and it will do so much more of an effect than them just pissing me off. I'll win that fight.
You are a giant pain in the ass.
Well, I mean, yeah, but everyone I thought knew that. They have to deal with me. They can't. Because I'm not going to back down.
And you think I'm frustrating.
You are very frustrating.
If you had to spend 5 minutes with yourself,
I'd love it.
There would be a gun in your mouth.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Yeah, but it would be from me because if I was spending it with myself, no one's as worse as you though.
So you're still saying you'd kill yourself?
I would clone me.
How would you know which one is which?
Because I'm me, so I would know.
No, you wake up in a room and there's someone else there, and they're thinking the exact same thing that you are.
Oh, I'll win because I'm the true Brent.
Well, technically, only you can win, but also only you can lose.
That's deep.
Yeah, I know.
Where'd you learn that one?
Science.
Yeah, is that science?
Yeah.
Anyways, but we did get everything figured out, hopefully. New episode Monday.
Fuck yeah. Monday, dropping Monday morning at
We hope.
midnight.
We hope.
Probably.
Probably not. And then every Monday after that?
Well, see, the thing is, we don't know if it's actually going to work because we had some dumbass set up our Apple Podcast and Spotify accounts. So, I mean, we'll see how that goes.
It most definitely is not going to work. But I will say, I don't know what I paid for, but Apple did take $25 from me. I don't know if you have to pay to publish or if I got a premium service. I don't know. But we have to publish this. We just have to.
That's going to happen. It's going to be fine. Everything is going to be figured out, my friend. Don't you worry.
Yeah, probably by me, but
Because I'm going to save the day.
I cannot wait. I will love for you to save the day. But anyways, let's get into episode 3 then, right? We're here. We did 2. We're in episode 3. We're still doing the same thing,
Hell yeah.
I think, right?
I think we're doing fantastic.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah.
So as always, we have a couple of stories from Reddit. We're going to read them out loud. We're going to maybe make some judgments. And just judge people and read what crazy things people on the internet have to say.
Yeah, I know sometimes we'll be telling them if they're an asshole. Sometimes we'll just be giving them some advice on their problems. Either way, we are going to be heard.
We will be heard. And again, we do have one ruling each. Now, that ruling can be used on anything, and they have to listen to us because that's just how that works. But it can also be used as a veto. You can use your one ruling to veto my one ruling. That works too. We only get one.
Does that mean the fans have to decide then in the comments?
Yeah, sure. We have fans.
If I veto you, then they get to make the ultimate decision. We leave it to the people.
Yeah, they can make a decision. I won't listen, but
Well,
they
no,
could.
I think by court of law, we have to listen to their opinion.
I will listen.
If I veto you or you veto me, it gets decided, and we have to agree with whatever the fans say.
Yeah, they can have an opinion.
Okay.
I don't know about how like finding your stories was today, but I don't know. The Reddit people for me today they seemed pretty tame. I mean, because you told me that I can't have more stories about stealing dogs because a lot of people stealing dogs. You told me, no, we talked about that last time. Fine, it's funny enough that there's a lot of people stealing dogs.
I just don't think we need to be a dog-centric podcast because there's other stories out there. If we want to throw in a pet story here and there, that's fine. But, we can't just tell everyone don't steal a dog every time, which that's...
You will be proud of me, though. There was one about a cat. Apparently, like his girlfriend was trying to poison his cat. I didn't pick that one because no animals. I didn't pick no cult ones because.
Oh, I like the cult ones.
Oh, you like the cult ones?
I love the cult ones. I love cults and true crime.
Did you ever find out anything about the other cult, the AOL?
I did. I'll give an update later.
Yeah. Okay. Give an update because the only thing I remember was the currency. We finally figured that out.
Yes. It was India dollars.
It was the rupee or the ruple.
Sure.
I don't know. But all right, we'll get back to that later. But the first one I have, oh wow, we're really starting off with a good one, is Cam, am I the asshole for laughing at a disabled kid's rap during my school's talent show? That sounds bad. I don't think it is. I did skim it.
I can't see very many times where that is not an asshole thing to do.
Well, and again, I haven't read this, but my preconceived notions is that like this kid isn't like he wasn't laughing at him for being disabled. It was like, oh, this kid's like a funny kid, like in general, and he's kind of using that to like.
Oh, okay. So like if he's trying to do a comedic act,
I think.
Okay. I mean, if that is the case, and you are supporting someone who's trying to do something, if the kid was trying to be serious and sincere and like trying to show his rap career, and you were just laughing in his face, that's fucked up.
So I think again, I haven't read it. The other option, it could be. Like he was like a comedian or something, and he was actually funny, so he was laughing at him. Not laughing at him for being disabled, laughing at him because he's funny. That's what I hope that it is. It could be the worst part of it where, I'm going to hope. I'm going to have faith in this guy.
Let's see what his name is, yeah. It is Red Z-Z-A-W, Red Zaw?
Red Zaw.
Red Zaw.
And I'll have you read this one. And I do think there is a rap lyric in here. So, feel free to rap that out.
Oh, don't tempt me with a good time, pal.
Okay. I take it back then. Go for it.
So my school was doing this talent show thing yesterday, and I laughed at a disabled kid's rap song when he made a bar about spitting Windex because his bars were so clean. I thought he was just messing around and having fun. So I let out a bit of a chuckle, and apparently a lot of people didn't take that the right way.
So right there, I mean, here's the thing though. That's a great line. His bars were so clean like Windex. I mean, that's pretty good. Do you agree? I mean, you're a rapper.
Windex because his bars were so clean. I think it's a good line. I don't think it's necessarily a funny line. I think it's clever.
I think it's funny because
it's like... I don't necessarily think that's like you laugh out loud at it. I think that, that's something that they kind of throw into rap lyrics sometimes, into bars,
like,
as they say, as we say.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're the expert on this, so I'll trust you. But like that is to me kind of funny. It's a good lyric, but if someone said that, I'd be like, oh damn, his bars are clean like Windex. Like that's funny. I'd like that. Now I don't know. I don't want to put you on the spot. Like how would you say that lyric if you were rapping? I really messed up.
I'd say spitting Windex because my bars are so clean.
I knew I was regretting that, but I appreciate it. All right,
try my best.
We'll continue on.
So the teacher or whoever was running it pulled me over and lectured me for my actions. So I don't know. Am I in the wrong here? Am I the asshole? Because I'm genuinely starting to think I am. Now there is an edit.
Yeah. Do you
have any comments before the edit?
Well, I just want to say before the edit, just based on that story, I don't think he wasn't doing it intentionally to like laugh at the disabled kid. He thought it was funny. He didn't care he was disabled. So I would say no, he's not the asshole.
Well, I mean, I don't think that it was meant to be a funny line. I think it was meant to be like a serious rhyme in the flow of that bar. And I think it's a little rude to be laughing.
Like, I can see the
even if the kid wasn't disabled, I mean, you don't want to laugh at someone in a talent show if they're not inherently doing a comedic act because they're really trying out there.
But,
you
like,
know what I mean?
I would-
Regardless of who it is.
I would say the perception does seem bad, but I don't think this guy is actually like a bad person because I don't think he was meaning for it like that. I thought he thought it was funny. Now he was wrong, but I thought he thinks, oh, this is funny. I'm going to laugh. The perception is bad, but in his mind, I don't really think it's bad.
I don't think he had a negative intention. I don't think he was like trying to make fun of the disabled kid.
Now I will say,
yeah, it's one of those things. At that point, my advice would be like, own up to it. Say, my bad. Wasn't trying to be rude to him. It was something that kind of caught me off guard. It was funny. Poor timing on the laugh, but.
Now, I am so curious because if his bars were as clean as he says they are, now that's a different story. If they weren't, now it could be like, now it's funny because it's like, it could be like an irony thing where it's like, oh, that's not funny and you're saying that. I don't know. I would have loved to hear the rest of this kid's rap is what I'm saying.
I would also love to hear the rest of it.
Because if it was truly clean and stuff, like, damn, he's got a future in him. I hope he won the talent show.
I hope he did too.
Maybe that's in the edit. Let's read the edit.
So I forgot to add a few things. First of all, I wasn't actually laughing at him. I was laughing at the rap. And the reason this guy knew it was me was because he was really close to me during this performance, and the first thing he saw when he looked over the crowd was me laughing. And I guess he thought it was with malice intent or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much what we were saying. Like,
yeah, but at that point, I say you approach the person and you kind of explain yourself. Like, listen, hey, I wasn't trying to make fun of you. It was just, it was a good line and it kind of, made me laugh. Not to take away from anything that you were doing, but, it made me laugh. I didn't mean anything rude by it. If there's anything I can do to kind of make up for it, let me know because I do feel bad. I think that's how that conversation should go.
Yeah, I don't really think it's a big deal, though. And if people are like, oh, you're so fucked up for laughing at him, maybe read the story because I don't think it shows that way once you kind of know.
Well, like I said, you got to own it at that point. Own, you did something that is a little off color there, even if it wasn't an accident. It wasn't necessarily his intention to make fun of him. But you have to look at the optics and you have to, accept what other people are thinking and own up to it.
But also, I will have to point out, right? And I don't know because I haven't heard the rap, but don't be saying that if your bars aren't actually clean. If your bars are clean, absolutely.
I mean, it sounds like this kid thought his bars were clean.
I believe that.
If you think your bars are clean, you fucking say it. Let me tell you, I know that for sure. If I'm spitting straight fire, I'm gonna keep a fire extinguisher nearby.
Now, I believe that his raps were clean like Windex. I mean, that stuff's a miracle fucking cleaner. I believe it. But I guess I'm just saying, if they weren't, just be careful in the future. Just be careful.
Don't blame the kid.
I'm not.
I'm
just saying,
spitting Windex because his bars are so clean.
I'm just saying you can't come out with fire like that if you don't got the skills to back it up.
I think after that line though, he definitely should have put in like a doof doof. Like
yeah,
he was
don't
spitting
do that.
Windex. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. Well, with that, I don't want to hear you rap or talk about rap anymore. So we're gonna move on to the next one.
So
ultimately,
rude.
Guy's not an asshole. No rulings.
Well,
I think it's pretty straightforward.
I don't necessarily need to make a ruling, but I stand by my statement previously.
All right, so this next one, I read the title. I don't really know what it is. I just read a couple of keywords and I thought they were funny, so we put it in. But this one is, am I the asshole for snapping at my boyfriend's friends for touching my hair? So, like, a little weird. Don't touch my hair.
Boundary stuff. You don't necessarily just go up and touch someone else's hair.
Unless if it was a bit, like if I just started touching your hair, that's funny.
It's different because we are friends. That would be like me going up to your significant other and just like grabbing their hair and touching it. That's weird, man.
I'm okay with it.
No, they're probably not okay with it.
If they dated me, they're probably okay with it.
They shouldn't be. I shouldn't have my hands anywhere near your significant other unless it's like a general hug or something.
Okay, well, and we're talking about touching
and I'm gonna
hair.
it doesn't matter. It does not matter. You don't put your hands on other people.
I didn't think it was a big deal, but after you say that, like, it
That's
makes
weird,
me.
bro.
Don't touch my girlfriend. You don't touch my girlfriend. Other people can touch her hair. I'm. You cannot anymore.
I don't want to.
All right, but let's see what this story is actually all about. I'll let you read this one because this is kind of a longer one, and I can't read, so
that's fair. Who is this by?
That's a great question. Go ahead.
Imaginary _ report 2596.
All right, go for it.
I'm 15 male, black, and I live in a predominantly white area and go to a mostly white school, and I'm pretty introverted. I have a fro, and the amount of people who will just up and try/start touching my hair is wild.
Now, I will say, I'm not saying it's right. I am not saying it's right. But, I mean, it might be worth getting in trouble to touch a fro. I don't. They are
No.
very touchable.
You just ask.
Yes, maybe ask.
You do not go and touch anyone's hair, especially a fro, because what happens if you flatten it out and then now their hair looks lopsided or something like that? You don't know the physics
Now, I
of
will
a fro.
say, you should ask, right? But I don't blame them for wanting to touch it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you can't help those intrusive thoughts.
Yeah, so I guess that's, they went about it the wrong way, but I've always wanted to touch a fro. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, the pics just stay perfectly in there. It's wild.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing is you don't just go up and do it. You go like, oh, wow, your hair looks really soft. Would you mind if I, like, touched it? Like, I don't need to.
Yeah, because I don't know how, like, big of a disrespect that is, but, like, if you just start.
Oh, it's a big disrespect.
Is it? Because they're going to, like, that's a safety concern now. Because, like, if you're disrespecting, like, you know, they could fire back. You know what I'm saying?
Anyone would fire back. If someone just comes up and starts touching my hair,
Really?
I'm probably going to be fucking pissed off and I'm going to be like, get the hell away from me.
I don't think I would care.
That's because you like being touched because you're a weirdo.
I like being touched by some people.
Oh, exactly.
You're not allowed to
all
touch me.
people. First of all, I touch you whenever I want, kid.
Please don't.
I'll do it.
All right. So, yes, that is wild. But, again, I don't blame those thoughts, at least, of touching
No, those are inside thoughts. Those aren't outside thoughts.
Fair enough. Keep going.
It's gotten to the point where it pisses me off. I met my boyfriend, Colt. Oh, I love names.
So we realized that he is gay, which
He
is
is gay.
fine. Point it out.
15-year-old male at a wrestling meet a few months ago, and I let him play with my hair, and I play in his curly Jew fro.
Yeah, that was the word that I thought was funny. I mean, there's a lot of hair play going on.
That's an interesting term. I don't know if that's acceptable.
Like, here's the thing. Now, he said it, and it's clearly fine. It's his boyfriend. Would I get in trouble if I said that? I don't
would
want
avoid
to.
it.
You said it, though.
I was reading it, and
So, now, I have to ask. So, is a Jew fro just a Jewish afro?
so to my understanding, a Jew fro is like a lower to the scalp profiled curly hair, but it's usually like a curly white people hair.
So, it's an afro for white people?
Usually not. Yeah, if I am thinking of it properly, it's probably like looser curls but lower to the scalp, not necessarily like a big 80s 70s afro kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. I can see what you're saying. I mean, it's weird, though. That there's, like, what are the odds? They're probably the only two people in the school with the fro, though.
I mean, depends on how many Jews, I guess.
Now, I wonder if other people touch his Jew fro.
I still think they shouldn't.
No, but
I'll die on that hill. Don't go touching people's hair unless you have consent.
Because if, like, this school is just obsessed with hair, if a bunch of white people just touching other people's hairs of color, I mean, at least they're consistent. I'm not saying they should be doing it. At least they're consistent. But if it's just this one kid and he's the target, that's kind of funny.
It's not funny. It's a little fucked up.
Funny.
It's a little fucked up.
But also, I mean, yeah, so these guys really love to play in each other's hair. Let's see if there's anything else more to this.
It's just kind of an intimate, soothing thing between us. Well, that's cute. You know, if they kind of, have that in their relationship where they like playing with each other's hair, that's normal. You're in a relationship, you have intimate moments, you play with each other's hair.
15, too. Wild.
I mean, yeah, kids always be fucking.
Did we say that in another episode?
No, I just said always be fucking. We're talking about that kid's parents.
So now
they were the ones fucking in front of that 2-year-old.
Yeah, so now
that was fucked up.
So now you're saying kids should always be fucking?
I didn't say they should be. I said that they are.
They are.
Yeah.
What's your opinions on that?
They probably should wait until they're mature and, ready to accept the
now,
extent of what that action could lead to.
That's fair. Now, do you think that they should wait till they're older to have an afro and or Jufro?
No, I think you can have whatever haircut you want at any point in time.
All right. That's fair. I just want to know your opinions on it.
Thank you for asking. That was actually very considerate of you.
Don't call me considerate. All right. We're at the next paragraph.
We go to different schools.
There it is. That's why we don't know. Okay. That makes more sense now.
We go to different schools, so we don't hang around each other's friends a whole lot. Saturday, he was having like a movie marathon with some of his friends, and he wanted me to come. Well, while there, one of his friends, some white girl named Madison, there's always some fucking white girl named Madison,
Although,
all right?
I love
That's
how
the kind of bitch that's gonna go grab a fro, all right?
I also love how that he's not hiding any names. He's putting these people on blast. Fucking Madison.
I love it. I love it.
Let's see what Madison was doing.
So some white girl named Madison just starts playing in my hair and saying it's softer than she thought. I immediately jerked back and asked her, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Now, you know what I'm curious about?
Fair reaction.
But you know what I'm curious about? And I don't know this. Did Madison know he was gay? Because that could be like a flirty thing. I don't know.
He's at his boyfriend's house for a movie night.
Maybe she's testing it. I don't know.
I think if this girl does not know that he's in a relationship with Colt, I think his name was Colt.
Yep.
Then she's a fucking idiot. She really is some dumb white bitch named Madison.
That's what I'm saying. She is a dumb white bitch
But
named
it also
Madison.
doesn't mean you can touch people's hair.
But again, there's only so much you can do with the dumb and white.
It doesn't matter. It's a rule across the board. Don't go touching hair, bro.
I'm just saying now they're 15, so this doesn't apply to them. But dumb white bitches named Madison can touch my hair all they want. I'll put that out there.
Well, if you're putting that out there, I'm going to find some Madisons that are going to come for you, and I don't think you're going to like it.
I challenge accepted.
Deal.
But they have to be dumb white bitches. If they're like a smart Madison, that doesn't qualify because they're probably not going to be interested.
You're right. If women are smart, they're not interested in you.
Yeah, I thrive on the dumb. All right. Go on.
She tells me she just wanted to see what it was like. I snapped at her that I wasn't a damn dog, and she gets all defensive saying she saw Colt doing it and thought it was okay.
Fair.
No, that's not okay.
She
That's someone's boyfriend.
Yeah, but she didn't know that was like an intimate thing that they do.
Yeah, so what if you know, I see you kissing your girlfriend, all right?
And you kiss me?
And I just go up and kiss you. You think your girlfriend's just going to be okay with that? And I go, well, she was doing it. No, that's not an excuse.
Time out. My girlfriend would be fine about that. I would not be. So that's not the same situation.
No, here's the thing though. What if I told you I was a dumb white bitch named Madison?
I said, no, you're not.
No, I am.
I don't know. And yeah, I don't want to point out Cam, but we did lose our audio in our headphones, but it's fine. I'm sure we don't need these headphones anymore. Continue to read on.
I yelled at her that I'm not dating her and went home. Colt came over later and apologized for her, but he says I didn't have to get upset and go off on her like that. His people, he says.
Oh my God.
I thought it said his
oh
people.
My God. Now,
I didn't want to. Says people come up to him trying to touch his Jew fro to see what Jewish hair feels like all the time, and he never took it that seriously. I tell him it's kind of different, but he still thinks I overreacted. Am I the asshole?
This is hilarious because you said you people. That was rough, Cam.
He said, because I misread it.
I don't know. We were all
between the booze and the edible, pal. I don't know what you want from me.
I love this edit though. He goes, just so everyone knows, I'm the guy. Yeah, that was clear. I think we knew that, right? I don't think that was lost on me.
But you are 100% not an asshole for getting mad at someone touching your hair. That is a personal boundary, and you should not have to deal with that.
I don't think you're the asshole, but also I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, I think he was so frustrated because people do it to him at school, and then this white bitch named Madison was like, oh, I'm going to touch it now, and he just had enough and kind of like flipped out on her. But I don't think Madison deserves all the hate, okay?
No, she's stupid. Don't go touching people's hair. That's ignorant.
I mean, I don't know. I just think he blew up on the wrong person.
I think it was a long time coming. People shouldn't be touching other people's hair.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess, yeah, don't touch people's hair. But
yeah, that's the moral of the story. If you want to touch someone's hair, ask.
But
if they say no, stop being weird.
But then again, though, Cole is sending mixed messages because he's telling everybody, it's not a big deal. People touch my hair all the time. So he's also telling those people, dumb bitches named Madison, it's fine. Touch people's hair.
Well, that's the thing, is that people need to realize that it's not necessarily the same boundary for everybody. Just like you said you're okay with people touching your hair. But
dumb
you
bitches named
can't
Madison.
assume that everyone is okay if you touch their hair.
But dumb bitches named Madison can't distinguish between that. They just say,
oh no, of course they're dumb bitches named Madison, but that's why they deserve to be yelled at.
yeah. So that's why I can't. By the way, episode title: Dumb bitches named Madison.
That ain't a bad one.
Well,
dude.
we'll put it in the bag. But yeah, I don't know. I think you're not an asshole, but really not the big a deal. It's probably all fine. People shouldn't touch hair, but whatever.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that.
So I think those were the only ones that I have. Now you have some as well.
Yes, I do. I think this one would be very interesting. Of course, per usual, I did not read it ahead of time.
Yep, shocker. Did we read this guy's name by the way? Yes.
So this one is coming from com_recording_8567. And they said, thinking about ruining my ex-fiance's life, but doing it feels so out my character.
Right ahead. This looks pretty rough. You want me to try to tackle this one?
I would love to see you read this one,
All right.
especially because I don't know what's coming.
I just read one word and it seems pretty rough. But yeah, I figured I'd read
Hit me
this one
with it,
before I
buddy.
get too high. So this one is, unfortunately, I got together with a narcissist and found out about it too late. First off, narcissist, I don't know. I want to hear his side of the story.
Hold on. You didn't tell me that you had a girlfriend.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm just saying maybe it's not a bad thing to be. It can be a little bit of
So
both
you
yourself.
think you might relate to this girl's ex-fiance?
I would say yes, but I read ahead, so I'm gonna say no. And I'm just gonna put that
I
out
can't
there.
wait.
All right. So I, 28 female, live with my fiance for over a year, planning our future life together. When I learned about his true colors, I cannot wait, Cam. I know you have no clue what this is, and you cannot wait.
So sided.
All right, so let me paint the picture for you. He lied. That's the first thing. He cheated on her.
No
Bad. Here's where it gets a little more rough. Made me abort our baby. All right, things are escalating. It's
The
pretty
maid is what sounds difficult.
bad. Yeah. Beated me. Yep. Yeah. So yeah.
I think it's just beat.
Well, hey, I read it as it is. That's not on me.
I know. I'm saying them.
I love how it started. Like, yeah, no, people do that and they lie, they cheat. Not good, but then it happens. It really took a turn. And then sad me and kept.
SA'd me.
What's that? Sexually
assaulted.
Yeah. So wow. So it got even worse. I thought.
So I'm just gonna go off right now and say, fuck this guy up any way that you can.
Also, we can't pass by this part because I don't think she means this as a figure of speech. She's literally saying and kept me imprisoned. I don't think that's a figure of speech. I feel like he legit locked this girl up. I don't know.
This girl needs to go to the cops. I hope that's what she's saying she's gonna do.
It's always go to the cops. That's always our advice. So go to the police.
Well, when someone's fucking you up like that, yeah.
Because again, what makes this worse is, when people say like, oh, like I feel imprisoned with this person. She's not saying that. She says he imprisoned me. I think that's literal.
This girl was held captive.
That's wild. Yeah, I mean, his true colors really showed. There was probably some red flags before that. I'm not blaming her, but there was probably definitely red flags before that because
yeah, that's fucked.
All of that stuff just doesn't happen. Anyways, we will keep reading. All events in one tragic week.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, yeah, wow.
In 1 week, this man lied, cheated on you, made you abort a baby, beat you, sexually assaulted you, and kept you imprisoned.
Damn, how did he have time for all of that? Aborting a baby is not an easy process.
Well, I don't think he did it.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, if he made her do that, man, doctors work quick.
Well, no, honestly, nowadays
unless if it was not like a doctor involved.
Well, no, nowadays there are options. There's like a pill that you can.
Do you think that's?
It could have been. It looks like I don't think this post was from that long ago.
Honestly,
there's a chance that like they went to like a Planned Parenthood, got the pills. It's like one or two pills.
But honestly,
or something like
knowing this guy, I think the beated me and made me abort my baby. I think he did old school style. He seems like that type of person.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not saying that to be funny. I think
there's a
this
solid
bitch was
chance.
pushed down the stairs.
There's a solid chance.
Anyways, all in a week. I mean, man, that's wild. All right. When I was able to leave his house, I ran to the police. First off, good.
I am so happy that this girl finally decided, you know what? I'm going to go to the police.
And she gave her statement. So you know what? I'm glad people are finally starting to hear our advice, Cam. All right. And they're going to the police. Anyways, she waited for almost 6 months. And when I got back, the court dropped all his charges because there was not enough evidence.
That's fucking.
I got all the paperwork of my injuries from the doctors. I can't understand. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious. I don't know what the case was about. I don't know what she gave to them. I don't know, but
I mean that's just really traumatic in general. A, she had to go through all of that, and B, she can't even get some sort of justice.
I mean, I can see how you can get out of like the other ones, except for like beating you and like the sexual assault, because you have injuries and you have like I can see how you could get out of the other stuff, because it's like, how do I know that he made you do that? That's a little more of a gray area. But like if you have injuries, that's a,
I mean, imprisonment too.
again, that's a tough one to prove. Like, because what are you gonna say? He didn't let me leave. He could go. I didn't care. She could leave. You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
But if you have injuries where it's like, oh, he hit me on the head with a fucking glass bottle, and the doctor goes, yeah, that checks out. Like, unless if it was very generic. I mean, this guy does. I'm not condoning his behaviors clearly, but I mean, for a piece of shit, he's a pretty good one. So he probably knows how to hide it. You know what I'm saying? So
I just hope this man suffers a very long time for the rest of his life.
But she goes on and says now he feels like he won and can do anything with women in the future. That seems like his character.
Piece of shit.
While I am left broken for a lifetime. I'm in therapy. Well, that's good. You probably need it. Yeah.
I mean, she looks like she's doing all the right steps.
Says,
she's
of
going
course.
to police. She's going to therapy.
But good luck to me. I will never be the same after this.
Yeah. No,
There.
he ruined her life.
He is in a leading position at a big company. Again, this all checks out with this guy's character. He's in a big position in his company, and it's very important to his work to have a driving license. Okay, fair. I know that he is almost every weekend in the bars, clubs, getting wasted, and drives home. Again, this all sounds like his behavior.
Yep. Nope. This all tracks for this piece of shit.
Now, I also don't blame him, though, for... I'm not going to condone drinking and driving. I won't say it, but, it checks out. Our country has a zero alcohol policy during driving. Yeah, I think most do. A lot of pretty strict. And a few minutes ago, I saw his car parking at a bar. And the idea came to me. What if I befriended a police officer and talked him into giving him a police check when he drives home one weekend? All right, first off, you don't need to do all that. You can just call the cops and say and report a drunk driver.
Yeah, as soon as you see him leaving the bar, call the police, say what road you saw him on and his license plate, description of the car, and go, yep, driving erratically.
Yeah.
And if they're worth their shit, they'll fucking pull him over.
Now it's like she has the right idea, but she's doing too much. You can do this a little bit better. I'm just saying. They will take away his license, and then he will lose his job. He would deserve that. Fair. But on the other hand, I feel bad just thinking about that I am not this bad of a person. What would you do in my situation? I need some perspective. I would do it.
Take that fucker down.
I'm not going to lie. When I see people that piss me off on the road, like at any time of day, I'll call the cops and say, yeah, I want to report a drunk driver. They don't even have to be drunk. They just piss me off sometimes. This absolutely is worth it. Like, this is fair.
Sometimes it's worth just giving him the hassle, to get pulled over. Even if he blows zero on the breathalyzer, well, guess what? It just ruined his night.
Now, I will say, though, I think it's a good plan, but she has to be careful because there's a situation where, like, she calls and the cops either don't get to him before he gets to his house or they actually don't send someone. That is very possible. And then she's going to feel even more defeated. She can't feel that way because that's going to be, like, something that could happen.
Yeah, no, I think it's very good to manage your expectations if you're going to do a plan like that. But also, I say, don't give up. He was consistent in how he treated you. Might as well be consistent in how you fuck him over.
That is true. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, at least she went to the police. I do respect that.
Yeah. No, we owe this girl a lot. She's one of our first people that have already said they went to the police.
Yeah, and shockingly, the first. Pretty sure the only one. But that was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I will use my ruling
here.
Oh,
you're going to use one?
And I'm going to say make this man's life a living hell, drag him through the coals, and I wish him nothing but the worst.
I mean, that's fair. Yo, one ruling. Cool, now I have free fucking reign to do whatever I want. All right. For this next one, you told me the title, and you said, did you say you wanted me to read it? Because you wanted me to...
Yeah, I want you to read this one. It's nice and short, and I would love to see the look on your face as you try to go over this.
Now, do you know what this next one is, or do you not know either?
This was the only one that I skimmed because it was so short, and that's how I kind of knew I needed you to read it.
All right, fair enough. So tell the people what the title is.
All right, so this is Truly Horrified. Is this normal? And it comes from Babyback420.
All right, we'll do it. Also, if you see me pause while reading, what I'm realizing is the camera's blocking the right half of the screen, so I need to just bear with me. I thought I did a great job, though.
Hey, I think you did really good, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm proud of you.
All right, so this one is from Babyback420. Funny. He's 420 friendly. We need more of that. Anyways, what she says is, so I, 18 female, recently heard a story about the things my guy friend does when he's hanging out with his friends. It's gonna be good. I do like those TikToks where it's like, wow, guys do this or like girls do this. And it's like, yeah, we all do.
Because sometimes there's just those normal things that no one talks about, but definitely happen.
Let's see if this is one of those.
It might be.
They get really drunk together and then pin him down to the ground and rip his clothes off.
You know, bro. You know, like those sloppy Saturdays, bro, where we just get pissed drunk,
Dude,
strip you down.
You gotta stop talking. You gotta stop talking. Who the fuck does that? He's gay.
It's normal,
no,
bro.
He's gay.
It's guy stuff.
If you did this to me, I would kill you. Like, no. I know what I would do.
It's
Go
normal.
to the police.
It's normal, bro. It's just kids, man, hanging around.
Okay, first off,
It's
kids
buddies.
don't take kids'
Buddy
clothes
stuff.
off.
It's buddy stuff, dude.
That is crazy. All right, wow. How could this get any better? Then, oh, wow. Okay. Wow, I thought I was done. All right, I'll read the next sentence. Then they all try ripping his underwear off while he's gripping it, trying to keep it on.
Normal.
That's
That's what I would do. I would try to hold on to my underwear if you were trying to rip it off. I wouldn't want that.
I want to know, what's his, like, does he say that this is fun or is this a cry from help? He's like, yeah, you know, this is what my friends do. And like, he's asking for help and she's going, wow, really? Crazy? Or if he actually thinks this is a funny bit, and in which case, wild.
In my head, he thinks this is completely normal.
But
Like he's like, oh, what do you do with your friends? You're like, oh yeah, you know, we'll hang around, play some video games. He's like, oh my god, the other day, and they do this all the time. The other day, my friends, we all got shit faced, and they just fucking brought me to the ground and ripped my clothes off. You know,
like imagine the first time hanging out with just like if two friend groups like merge, and like you're kind of like a friend of a friend, and like he'll be like, oh, those underwear, those are gonna be great to rip off later. I'm sorry, what?
No, it's gonna get
Or
wild.
Or he just comes up to you and goes, I'm wearing my good underwear today. You're gonna like that later. I'd be like, I'm sorry. Please take me out of this friend group right away. All right, let's see how it ends. Oh my God. It seems like they all take turns doing this to each other. Yeah.
You know, dude, it's just friends.
Yeah, well, because at least it's not just this one kid getting
No,
targeted.
no, they're keeping it even. No one wants to be singled out.
I think they're in gay orgies. I think they just get naked and fuck each other.
Well, no one said they're fucking.
Cam, they're fuck.
We don't know if they're fucking.
And let me just say right now, that
Very
is not
softcore
something
right
friend
now.
groups do. No, that is not something they do. Don't give me that look. We're not doing that. All right. Me and my friend were kind of weirded out. Yeah, seems about right. And acted like it was completely normal.
But he.
Yeah. And all guys do this with their friends. Again, no, they do not. Like, is this actually a thing that guys do when they're all really drunk? So confused. Now, here's the thing, Cam. Clearly, no. The answer is no. But if we have a sidebar real quick, but tell this girl it's completely normal.
We can't.
Come on.
I don't think we can. I don't think we can justify making this girl think that we all do that. That is not normal.
I think we could, though. I think we could be like, yeah, this is normal.
There's only one justification, Brent.
What?
What if they say it's just a bit?
That's what I'm thinking about. No, it's still gay. I'm sorry. Don't do that. It's not normal. Yeah, you should be horrified. No, that is not normal. I think your boyfriend's gay. I mean, I'm going to put that out there. I think he's gay. I might want to make a ruling, but I don't know what we have left in the show.
I mean, we have time for maybe like one or two more.
It's kind of harmless. Like, I feel like I'm trying to look ahead because do I want to use my one ruling? You know what? I think I am going to use my ruling, but it's kind of harmless. Now, you're going to disagree, but like, unfortunately, can't do shit about it. I think what he should do, right? Because this is not normal. Fact. I think he should get checked for being gay. That's what I'm going to do.
What the fuck does that mean?
Using a ruling, get checked for being gay.
How do you get checked for being gay?
That's not for me to figure out, but I think he might be gay if he likes his friends.
If you think that's a thing, we need to get you checked for being gay.
I think this is how you check for it. Next time they're playing their underwear game, all right? Just take it a step further. And if everyone's okay with it, you guys are gay. I'm sorry. You guys are just gay. Now, if they're not, all right, okay, maybe it's a bit go wrong. And then in which case, it teaches their friend group, yeah, maybe this is a bad idea, which it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Also, 18 getting drunk. How could they?
You never got drunk at 18?
I've never touched this stuff.
You've been drinking a Smirnoff Ice.
They don't know that.
They do know that.
But I think that's my ruling. Get checked for being gay. And if you want me to elaborate, that means take it a step further. And then either you find out that you are gay. No shame in that. Or you find out that, this is not a funny bit. And in which case, stop doing it. I think that's good.
Hold on. I'm pretty sure in episode 1, if you go check the archives, you just said if you try out being gay, then you're gay.
That is true. Yeah.
So
he might be gay.
Your advice to this
Be
kid
gay.
was test it out. If not, then stop. But if so, you're gay. But way back in episode 1, Brent's sitting there saying, nope, if you try, it is what it is.
No, I think what I'm saying is then he would be bi. If he's like, which I'm not saying it's better than being gay, but it is different, What I'm saying is if he tries it out, well, he likes men now. I mean, that's a fact, right?
Oh, now you're jumping back on that.
But if he doesn't like it, well, then you're just bisexual. And in which case, the question should be, am I bisexual? We covered that already on episode 2.
He's not bisexual because he's not attracted to men.
He's taking their underwear off. That's a fact. He's doing that.
That doesn't make you gay.
Cam, I'm sorry. If you take another man's underwear off while holding him to the ground, you are gay. What are you getting after?
What if you were having a spasm?
Don't take my
underwear. And you
underwear
needed to be freed.
I don't. That's not. I will never have to be freed.
What if I'm at gunpoint? I'm under duress.
I don't care. Get shot.
You would rather me die than remove your underwear?
Forcefully? Yes.
But it's not on me, bro. It's my life at risk.
Removing underwear forcefully should never be like a phrase that gets said ever. Like that shouldn't be a thing. Unless if
I
they
know
like
what we're
it.
doing later.
No, we're not.
Hashtag bonus show. Brent's gonna get held down, stripped.
And you know what I would do? Go to the police again.
No, I think you would say, hold on, I gotta get checked to see if I'm gay.
No, because then you would make me gay. Like you would, I would have no choice because I can't argue that.
You think that's how that works?
I'm sorry, if another guy like touches you down there, you might be just gay.
What if it's not consensual?
It's unfortunate. Those people should have a good lawsuit because unfortunately they just made them gay.
So when you went to Alley Cat for my brother's birthday and that man grabbed your ass through your jeans, did that make you gay?
No, because here's the thing, he wasn't gay.
Oh,
he wanted to be gay.
Gay.
He wanted to be gay with your brother.
No. Trev walked away, and then Doug was feeling you up, and Doug was saying, "Oh, I'm too old for you. Oh no," and you were like, "No, you look great, dude. You look great."
Yeah, but you know what he didn't do? Force me down and take my underwear off.
No, but he did grab your ass.
I don't even remember that.
Oh, everyone else does.
Unreliable sources. That's what I'm gonna say. Anyways, that was my ruling though. That's a wild one. No, that is not normal though. All right, so we might have time for both of our bonus ones. I'm not sure, but which one do you want to start with? So we have 2 of them.
I want to do the second one.
Okay, I was gonna read them both out for everybody.
No,
but
we don't need to, because then they'll just be kept in the dark. It's better that way.
This is a long one.
That's why if we're gonna do one, you might as well do that one. If we realize we have time after, go to the shorter one.
So this is from Kitty Cat Fluff. I like when they have names that are like words and not fucking random symbols. But this one is stumbled upon porn on my boyfriend's phone and he lied about it. What should I do? Okay, now first off, all the guys gonna have porn. Get it?
Girls are gonna have porn.
Girls are gonna have porn.
Everyone loves porn.
Everyone loves porn.
Even
right?
if you don't like porn, maybe you're the weird one.
I agree. So I don't think this is a big deal. Now, I'm curious what this porn is.
Well, yeah.
And what the lie is.
Yeah.
Because again, he could also be gay. I don't know. Kim, if it's gay porn, he might be gay. But I don't know.
I think, him lying about it, he probably shouldn't have to do,
I'm curious.
If
We'll
I had
see
a girlfriend, let's live on that for a minute.
No, we don't need to. You gotta stop
If
living
I
on that.
had a girlfriend and she saw porn on my phone, I would be like, yeah, I was jacking off. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
It's like if you were doing your job, I wouldn't have porn on my phone. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not how
Oh,
that
that not what
works.
we were going for?
No.
Well,
it's not someone's job to have sex with you. Well, you know
It
what?
should be. Oh
Honestly,
my God.
anyone who has sex with you is probably feels like a chore. So I wouldn't be surprised if you have
I'm just
that
saying,
impression.
I'd pay them. That's prostitution. No.
Yeah, you really came to that quick.
I mean, I just don't think it's a big deal. But I also don't think porn on your phone is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? But what is the lie? I am curious. So read this one.
Okay. Earlier today, my boyfriend, 23, and I, 22, went to go shower.
Hot
and I
together.
asked if I could play a game or read a Reddit story on his phone while he was showering.
I thought they were showering together. Anyways, it's not.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, he went to shower.
Yeah,
And-
I was going
and
to say,
she wasn't.
you're bringing the phone into the bathroom to look on Reddit stories while you shower? Oh, weird. Don't do that. But that's not the case.
Phones are waterproof nowadays, dude.
Okay.
It's not abnormal for me to play games on his phone, as my phone doesn't have storage for anything more than the basic apps. Currently trying to use Reddit on Safari, LOL. But when I mentioned Reddit, I could tell something changed, and he took his phone and told me no.
First off, that is kind of funny. It sounds like a child's parent relationship where it's like, can I play games on your phone? Can I play games on your phone while I shower? What? It's like, okay,
It's like when,
get games on your phone.
it's like when you're trying to work on the podcast, and I go, "Let me swipe on your Bumble for you. Let me
Literally.
find you a date. Let me play a game on your phone."
Literally, it sounds like that. All right, continue on.
I looked at him a little funny because of his reaction, and he said, "Okay, fine," and gave me the phone. I didn't think too much of it, but it was a little sus.
Fair. But he was only mad with the Reddit, so I'm curious if he just didn't want him on his phone at all, or if it was something on Reddit that was a little sketchy. I'm curious.
That
In
would be
which
my
case-
guess.
But in which case, if she was going on Reddit and you knew you had something sketchy on Reddit, kind of already fucked there. Next paragraph.
I played a game, then opened Reddit. I opened the sidebar to look for a subreddit and immediately saw porn subreddits in his recents. He found an endless amount of nude photos of other women in his history.
They have that on Reddit?
Yeah, they got everything on Reddit, man.
Yo, we could have a porn category.
I mean, us reacting to porn. I don't think our viewers want to hear us react to
I don't
porn.
know what's on the subreddit, so I don't know.
Maybe for a bonus show, we can explore porn subreddits, bud.
I'm just saying, it's an idea.
Okay. For context, we have had the porn talk, and he expressed that he was against porn and never watched it ever.
That just seems like a classic guy thing to say, but we all know that everyone does.
It's one of those things you shouldn't have to lie about it, bro. If you
shouldn't
like
lie
porn,
ab-
just say you like porn. If your significant other's not okay with that, then that's a different discussion that
thing,
you need to have. You
I-
need to decide what's important to you.
I agree. It's nothing to it's not that big a deal, but I don't think people are as open. Some people aren't as open with that stuff. So it could be a little awkward if someone's asking you about porn. You just kind of want to completely dismiss it and say whatever you have to not have that talk. But in reality, it's normal and everyone does it and it's not that big a deal. But not everyone's like that. Not everyone's like you and me.
Yeah, no, my mom could come up to me and ask me about porn, and I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you exactly what I like.
But there are some people no,
Don't
I
give a shit.
never. I have a girlfriend. I love her very much. I would never watch porn. And it's yeah, all right, buddy. You know what I'm saying? But it's something people do. Go on.
I had felt like we were on the same page, as I personally don't see the need to look at porn while in a relationship.
But also, she needs to realize it's completely different.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I got a bit of a sinking feeling in my stomach. When he got out of the shower, I asked if he looked at porn on Reddit, and he immediately denied it. I told him to show me then, and he got flustered and fidgeted with his phone. I told him what I saw when I was looking for a subreddit, and he was like, "Oh my god, I don't know how that got there. I swear I haven't looked at anything."
Maybe he's telling the truth.
No, he's
I don't know. Maybe he's telling the truth.
So I asked him to show me his history to confirm he had nothing to hide. After that, he fessed up and told me he has been looking at porn. Well, no shit.
Now, here's what I don't get, though. Again, none of that is a big deal. I mean, yeah, don't lie, but also it's fine to watch porn, and she shouldn't. Why go to Reddit for porn?
I don't know. Maybe there is, extra weird
That's
stuff.
why
Maybe
we
he's
need
into
to know.
weird stuff. Maybe it's easier for him to access because it looks, safer than a porn site. I don't know. I'm sure there's reasons.
Because here's the thing, though. If you had a girlfriend, again, go in that moment. Yep. Now, and say you didn't want her to find your porn. I know that's not true, but imagine that, right? If you can imagine a girlfriend, you can imagine that. And you knew that she would want to go on Reddit, right? But you knew she wouldn't want to just take your phone and go to Pornhub, right? Like, you would probably watch your porn on the better porn site.
You would think.
Like, you're watching porn on Reddit. It can't be good, which we'll do our research later, right? Maybe do a bonus episode.
Maybe separately.
Even though we'll never do any of these bonus episodes. Let's be real here.
It's happening.
All right, we'll see about that. But then you're going to go on Reddit knowing that's the more common way to get caught. Like, because you could just go on Reddit and not be. Now, if she found porn on your phone and she was looking at porn, like in Google, I mean, why is she looking at porn in your phone? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this doesn't seem like the right place to do it.
I'm feeling hurt, but I think I'm more hurt at the fact that he immediately lied to my face when confronted. Am I crazy for making a big deal out of this? It is not the first time he has lied to me throughout our 8-month relationship, and I just don't know how to rebuild the trust. I'm feeling hurt and confused.
I don't think this lie, I mean, yeah, it's a stupid lie, which makes it better in my opinion. Like, but the other stuff, maybe that's your problem, not the porn thing. The porn thing is irrelevant.
I think, what he did, looking at porn and stuff like that, and maybe being a little embarrassed. I think there's a way where you can kind of talk your way out of that. But if he's consistently lying about things, that adds a lot more context. He's probably being a little shady.
Yeah. Again, don't get mad at him for lying about the porn. That's not a big deal. Get mad at him for the other lies, depending on what they are. Like, this just, unless if they're like the same caliber as the porn thing, maybe it's just not a big deal. And I mean, if that's not who you want in your life, someone to lie about little things, and yeah, leave them. But because I'd lie about the stupidest things all the time. It's funny.
That's fair. That's fair. A good lie goes a long way sometimes for a bit.
I agree. Yeah. But anyways, that's all the stories. We do have one more bonus one. I don't know. Do you want to cover it, or do you have something else to talk about? I'll let you make that decision as an equal host in the show.
Yeah, fuck it. Go over it. That's fine. Doesn't look that long.
What option was that? Okay, reading it?
Yeah.
All right, so this one is, am I the asshole for leaving my girlfriend at Costco? And we'll make a nice quick one, right? Left his girlfriend at Costco. That could be funny. Go ahead, read this one. We'll go through it quickly.
I, male 32, went grocery shopping with my partner, female 31, around 6:30 p.m. We always go to Costco, closes at 8:30. Then Whole Foods closes at 9.
Now, those times are going to be important. So they were leaving at 6:30. They close at 8:30 and 9, so keep that in mind.
Okay. She likes to wander the aisles and look at different items, but rarely purchases them.
Classic woman thing.
Today, I also needed to go to Best Buy, closes at 8, to pick up a power cord for my gaming computer.
Okay, so he's a gamer. He needs that cord. They close at 8. So that closes before any of the other stores. And, she does this every weekend. He needs to go to Best Buy. Cam, this is a classic, like male-female relationship. Happens all the time. They love to shop down the aisles with grocery stores, and I just need to get one damn fucking thing from Best Buy. But right now, I can see where this could be going.
Potentially.
Read on.
Okay, I told her we were on a time crunch, but she didn't pay attention. During our Costco trip, she kept wandering off to pick up more items, and I didn't notice until the end of our trip. I called her twice and texted her that I would be checking out. She didn't respond. I checked out, and I left the store without her.
So right there, that's hilarious. First off, they should have went to Best Buy first. They closed the earliest. Then go shopping. Then you have so much more time.
Yeah, that is stupid.
Right? So first off, poor planning. Second off, though, how he's starting to frame it as like, I got confused. I called her. I thought she was right behind me. No, you didn't.
No, you knew exactly what you were doing.
Don't be like, I thought you were right behind me, babe. I just left. Don't frame it like that. Just say, you left her at the store because you had to go to Best Buy. But anyways, he leaves, Cam.
She
Finish
called
on.
me a few minutes later asking where I was. I told her to go check out, and I would meet her out front 20 minutes later. She's upset that I left her in the store because she only had Apple Pay, no wallet, and they didn't accept that as a payment method. So she couldn't buy the 4 items she had picked out.
So was he expecting her to pay him to pay for this the whole time then? She was like, I have no wallet, only Apple Pay. So he would have had to pay for her groceries.
I mean, if they're getting groceries, there's a chance that they live together, which means it's probably one of those like shared expenses
Maybe, but again,
situations.
it's such a classic thing where it's like, oh, I'm wandering the stores. I don't have no money. I can't pay for it.
Is that a classic thing?
Yeah, it's like, I'm not saying leave her at the store, but like, I mean, all it takes is to leave someone at the store and they're lost. They're lost. I bet she's a dumb bitch named Madison. Like, that's all I'm saying.
She might very well be a 31-year-old female dumb bitch named Madison.
She's like, oh, I just wanted to, I know you have to go to the store at 8, but let me just look at these aisles. I'm not going to buy anything. Oh, I have no money. You left. What? Classic.
I don't feel the need to apologize because I told her we were on a time crunch and she didn't adhere to that. Am I the asshole? Yeah, you're the asshole, buddy.
I don't
Do
know.
not leave your girlfriend at the fucking store. A, plan better, and B, have you ever heard of, I don't know, Amazon?
But Cam,
if you really needed it that bad,
he needed it
why
now.
would you even risk it?
You
could get same-day delivery.
You don't know that. He had to game with the boys.
Or if you're really that scared of it, you know that she does this all the time. How about you say, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to drop you off at Whole Foods or Costco or wherever. I'm going to run to Best Buy. By the time I get back, you should have all that done. I'll pay for it since you only have Apple Pay, and then everyone will be fine.
Yeah.
Poor planning, dumb guy.
We did know the planning was poor. That's not in question. But I do think it's funny. What if I said this, though, Cam? He did it as a bit where he's like, I had to leave. I had to get my cable cord. I'll be back in 20 minutes. Because, I mean, we have a friend group where they left me before on the side of the road. I'll be back in 20 minutes. And guess what? I walked fucking 5 miles in Florida with gator-infested waters in the fucking 90% humidity.
You weren't near the gators.
I was near gators.
You weren't near the gators. And no one said they were going to come right back for you.
Yeah, no, you guys just said, yeah, we left.
We said, this is where we're going. And you said, nah, I'm going here.
Fault. Me and our other friend said, we're going to go here. We goes, okay, cool. We said, cool, we're going to go there now. We'll meet you there. We left. Guess what?
We never said we were going to that place. We said we were trying to figure it out, and you guys said, we're going here.
Yeah, we made the decision.
Yeah, and you weren't the ones driving.
You said, where to get beer? Oh, we can get beer across the street.
So why didn't you just wait for the car to drive you there?
Then when we were already there, the car drives by. You left us. So I can sympathize with this guy.
No, we also drove back there like 5 minutes later, and you guys were gone.
So Kim, if you say he's the asshole, you have to say that you were also an asshole for leaving us on the side of the road.
Sure.
All right, so you guys are both assholes. Fine, whatever.
That's fine.
I guess don't leave your fucking friends and or significant others at random places.
You also shouldn't wander off.
Also, now you're blaming her.
No, I'm blaming you.
Oh, you're blaming me. But in this case, I'm her right now. I wandered off. I didn't know what to do.
You were just complaining about her doing that before, but you do the same shit.
What I'm saying is either I'm right and he's not the asshole, or I'm wrong, but you guys are both assholes now.
Yeah, I'm an asshole. That's fine.
All right, that's fine.
I'll own that shit. Fuck this guy.
When I read that title and like read the story, I didn't even think I would remember that you literally did this to me. Like
I didn't do it to you.
And this is why you make me mad. No, now I am mad at you.
I wasn't driving.
Now I am mad.
See,
at you.
I told you, dude. You've been mad this whole time.
Yeah,
ever since fucking like 12 o'clock today, bro.
I am officially mad at you now. So we need to wrap this up. But that was good. Oh, we did have something else to revisit. You had more cult information, right?
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me grab that real quick.
Is this good or is this like not good? All I remember is that the currency we were talking about is the rupee or the ruple. So it's India. I like their currency because it sounds like a rupee from Zelda.
Yeah. So it stands for the Art of Living Foundation. And they're known for very abusive behaviors like sleep deprivation, public humiliation, brainwashing, taking away the rights to shower and clean clothes, and physical violence.
There was one that you said that I could sympathize with. It was like they make their members tell deep, dark secrets about themselves and then use them against them. Is that something that I read?
Yeah, so it says that there's that it's a very big part of it is like bullying people to break them down. And let me see if there's a specific part that says it, but they do make a comment at one point that like they try to get people to like admit a bunch of stuff and then use it against
No,
them.
that part is funny.
Like
I
it's
get
very
that.
manipulative. Oh yeah, here it is. Members are reportedly encouraged to bully each other and forced to confess deep secrets, which would later be used against them.
So I will say that part is pretty great. I know. I don't think they're really bad people. I think that they just don't think their friends and brothers should get any, should have any secrets. I think that's fair. You got to break them down, build them back up into the brotherhood, and no one should be keeping any secrets or anything from them. I think, I don't think they're a cult. I think it's an art of living.
You're an idiot.
I don't know. I'm just saying, but I'm glad we had an update.
You owe me 40,000 currency.
I don't owe
You
you.
owe
shit.
me 40,000 currency.
You owe me. You're part of my cult.
I'm not part of your cult.
I mean, you might be.
No, I'm not.
I think everyone secretly is.
No, you're an idiot.
Even all our listeners, they're all
But
part
that
of the cult.
being said, do you know what?
What?
Thanks everyone for listening.
Oh,
We had
wow.
a great episode today. Don't forget to share. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, always reach out to nooneaskpod@gmail.com. We know no one asked for this podcast, but you know what? It's already here, so you might as well listen.